Coach, just wanted to get things started with an overall view of what happened last week as we head into our home opener at the Quad.
I thought we had a productive weekend. You know, we had a lot of guys place at the Binghamton tournament, and we got a lot of matches. And I think there was some improvement from the week before. So, you know, I think we're headed, you know, in the right direction. Matt.
Oh, for the one of our one of our questions from somebody who emailed in, were the Bearcat Open results as expected, better or lacking, whichever, what can be attributed to that?
Were they expected?
Yes.
You keep going. Okay, were they expected? I don't know. I expected Peyton Hall to do well and wrestle well. He was a little dinged up the week before, and he came back and wrestled well and didn't seem, you know, affected by it all. And we had a couple guys with some minor injuries, so you know, you really don't know what to expect. And I thought, you know, all the guys that had little nagging things competed pretty hard, and you know, and competed well with their, you know, little issues. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what to expect sometimes with these open tournaments because you don't know who may show up. So you don't know if it's going to be super, super hard at one weight and then not super hard at another. So, you know, I just try to, you know, evaluate how they competed and how they wrestled. You know, some guys might compete really well and take, you know, 6th place, and others might compete well and go 2 and 2, you know, depending on the quality of competition.
And another question that was emailed in, between the Southeast Open and the Bearcat Open, Mountaineers have placed athletes in the top 4 in 8 of the 10 weight classes. Is this where you expected to be starting year 5 in Morgantown?
Yeah, I think we have more talent now. You know, does that necessarily translate into wins? You know, I think it will. You know, so I think we're a more talented team, and I do know that, you know, all these guys kind of are on the same page as us. You know, whether they've been in the program a couple years, whether you know, people always talk about my guys and all that. I don't buy too much into that, but I do know that a lot of these guys have been with us for a while, or, you know, or obviously we recruited them. So I think we're in a good place, talent-wise, work-wise, and now we just have to grind it out and keep getting better.
And now heading into the home opener, what's it like just being here in the Coliseum, seeing the fans and everything, the camaraderie, and seeing the guys compete at a high level with a quad?
You know, it's always nice to wrestle at home. I mean, you know, just the whole you sleep in your own bed thing is a neat thing. You don't have to travel. There's a lot of advantages, you know, especially for wrestling when you have to make weight along with competing. So that adds a little, you know, another element to it. But it's just nice. You know, the Coliseum is awesome. Obviously, wrestling in front of home fans is great. We do such a good job, like with the presentation and the scoreboards and the introductions, and it's just a neat place to wrestle. So, you know, I know our guys are excited. And as I talked about, I think yesterday with you, Matt, a lot of these guys haven't wrestled in the Coliseum yet. You know, we have some young kids that haven't competed, you know, in a dual meet. So I think they're excited about that.
And you're facing Glenville State, and who we faced last year, Edinburgh. You're obviously acquainted with them. And then also you have Northern Colorado. What do you expect to see out of those 3 teams that is going to be an interesting test for the Mountaineers going into the quad?
Well, I guess first, you know, Glenville, you know, they do have a couple real solid kids, and we know about them. I think the coach there is one of our alumni, you know, Dylan. So I think, you know, we respect what they're doing, and they have some solid kids. Edinburgh, you know, while I'm familiar with the name, you know, again, I've been gone long enough where, you know, I don't really know those guys, you know, the kids on the team, or so it's a new group of kids. So we have to scout them, just like anyone else. They have a couple guys that, you know, that are pretty solid, and we've got to, you know, we've got to be ready. Northern Colorado, I think, you know, Northern Colorado reminds me of us. They have some real solid weights, and then it's some, you know, youth in there too. So, you know, I expect that two kind of teams that are trying to, you know, make their mark. I think that's going to be a really competitive duel.
And lastly, to close up, just what do you expect from your guys to go into the first dual action of the season after 2 tournaments and get out 3 matches before hitting the road for Missouri in December?
Well, you know, what I expect is them to be a little more aggressive, you know, and really be conscious of the team score. When you're at an open event, you know, you win by major or by fall, it doesn't really do anything. They're not keeping team score. So, you know, you're doing that part at these opens individually. So, you know, we want our guys to compete really hard and just pick up their intensity, but also be conscious of the score of the match. You know, it's like the goal is to win your own match, but also to help WVU. And I think that's the big thing. And that's the neat thing. It's like now it's a team event. So, you know, that adds a little, you know, element of excitement as well.
Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us on this edition of the Zoom meeting, and good luck this weekend.
We'll take it. Thanks, Matt.
You got it.